Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I wanted to take a minute to show you just how far my sponsor Link to has come. I remember when they first sponsored me, they had it was something like 1 to 4 listings on here. Look at this now. They've got Axiom Space, Tanium's a cybersecurity company. They got Circle, Cerebrus. They got AI. They got iTrustCapital, Ripple, PolySign. The names, they got Glint, Chainalysis, Uphold, Ledger. I mean, the portfolio that these guys have now. Zipline's even a commercial drone company. I mean, wow! I was just flipping through this earlier today. I'm like, golly, these guys have come a long way. Let's give you a daily reminder, a simple reminder. No matter what the XRP FUD of today is, and we do get it every day, no matter what they say, no matter what Gary Gensler says, no matter what the ETHgate people say, the bad guys in this space, no matter what they say, there is only one digital asset with legal clarity in the United States of America, and that is XRP, and that's the fact, Jack. I may start my show with that information every day from now on, because that is a fact. And it's most likely a fact for at least the next 2 years. More on that in a second. Listen to John Deaton yesterday. He's hitting it out of the park as usual.
The reason I did this is I wanted to just kill all the nonsense out there where everybody is acting like the Torres decision somehow has been minimized, okay, or trivialized because of the Rakoff decision. And the great thing to me, the great irony is that some of these people, right? We know people like Joe Lubin and others, they supported this case against Ripple.
Yes, sir, we do.
And they supported the case against XRP. Those people called XRP a security. They tweeted it out. They celebrated it. They were like XRP holders. They laughed at us. They said we're going to lose. And be careful what you celebrate, support, and asks for.
Here's the good part, folks.
Because according to her decision, all those people that bought ETH or bought other tokens, who are venture capitalists, who are purchasing those tokens at that token factory, for example, all of those under the law constitute illegal securities according to the
Joseph Lubin
ruling. So be careful what you ask for. And what ended up happening is good guys 1, bad guys 0. Next.
Good guys 1, bad guys 0. Thanks for the thumbnail, John. And little reminder, he just said that those are illegal securities. It's tens of billions of dollars.
And we also
tens of billions of dollars of illegal securities.
A bunch of business lines that make some small amounts of money and some make big amounts of money. So the consulting arm, multi-tens of billions of dollars.
Multi-tens of billions of dollars. He just never has been able to keep his mouth shut. And then we got this Matt Taibbi. Apparently he's like an investigative journalist. Those don't exist anymore in the current traditional media, but this guy, I think, is an old school guy. Right here, this guy says him and Brian Williams were the best at CNBC. Those guys have been retired. They don't have any more investigative journalists. They don't look into the truth anymore. But this old school guy might. He says, I'd be happy to, and we have a new feature suited for this. And he was replying to this, like and repost if you'd like him to drop an SEC file series. ETHgate, Matt, look me up. I'll help you out, because guess what? ETHgate's bigger than Enron, bigger than Madoff, bigger than MF Global, bigger than FTX, bigger than Luna. Now, remember what we said, folks. XRP is the only digital asset with legal clarity. They can try all the appeals and all that stuff they want. but we're in the pole position now. And look at what this is. That Sam Lyman from Forbes. Listen to what he says about where we are.
How soon?
How soon? I think here's the outlook going forward as far as regulation goes. So we just saw the crypto framework pass the committees in the House. So that'll be voted on in the spring. We also saw a major payment stablecoins act pass the House committee that will be voted on in the House in the spring as well. Honestly, the timeline for very clear regulation going forward, I would put it at best 2 years. And the reason is because,
folks, this is why they're freaking out. This is why Mike Novogratz is saying it sent shockwaves through the SEC, because those shockwaves are for 2 reasons. Now they're facing a potential of 2 years with only XRP having clarity, but all of the Joseph Lubins and the VCs and all those people that thought they had cover from the Hinman speech no longer had the cover because of the same ruling. And so now, yeah, that could cause some shock waves. Shock and awe. How about, well, that's a thumbnail. Shock, let's call it shock and awe. That's what it is. That's what the XRP ruling is. He's talking 2 years.
Senate, you have a very huge crypto skeptic in Senator Brown. So the buck stops with Brown when I try to tell people that they need to manage their expectations when it comes to crypto regulation. So Senator Brown, I would even go so far as to say that he is anti-crypto. He's the chairman of the Senate Banking Committee. So the problem is, even if we get really good legislation coming from the House that even has bipartisan input, even if we get that out of the House and over to the Senate, it could be stymied by Senator Brown, who could essentially just put a stop to it. So the best hope for some in crypto might be either Senator Brown being replaced by a different chairman or the Senate flipping to the other side of the aisle. A lot could change. 2024, I think, could provide more regulatory clarity for the industry, depending on what the partisan makeup is of the House.
But it's a long road no matter what. And then here, and make no mistake, this is that David Rubenstein. If anybody was ever from a 3-letter agency, that guy is, okay? Listen to what he says.
Well, remember, Wall Street is in business to make money, and this is something they can probably make money of. You have to remember, the United States government has been somewhat skeptical of it. I think Democrats in the Congress, and particularly the people regulating the SEC, are skeptical of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But outside the United States, there's a lot of interest in it. I think FTX really hurt when it went bankrupt, and it hurt the crypto industry. But a lot of people around the world want to be able to trade in a currency that their government can't know what they have, and they want to be able to move it around, rightly or wrongly. And so I don't think Bitcoin is going away. I think the Republicans on Capitol Hill have been pretty supportive of it.
There's a difference between having a seamless cross-currency payment, basically saying that instead of going to Western Union, I can go and just transfer something in Bitcoin if it has a stable enough price. That's one proposition. But the proposition of Bitcoin as a store of value that could kind of be bid up the way that gold or silver could seems to have been parked with the advent of yield suddenly that you can get for actual money. I mean, isn't that sort of the feeling that you're getting?
Well, there's no doubt that when interest rates are as high as they are, you don't need to have gold or other kinds of things to get you some solid return, because when you get 5% on treasuries, but eventually 5% will be coming down at some point. I don't think Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies that are the better ones, the better known ones, Bitcoin and so a number of others, are going to go away. There's enormous interest around the world in being able to have something you can transfer without the government knowing about it and keep it private. And, you can say people shouldn't do that, but that's not going to stop people from doing it.
Mr. Novogratz on Mr. Gensler. What did he say about the efforts of our chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Well, Gary Gensler, who's the chairman of the SEC, is not a big fan of cryptocurrency. I think that's fair to say. But he lost a major case recently in court where he was trying to argue that one of the cryptocurrencies, Ripple, was a security, and he lost that case. So I think the SEC has not been able to convince at least the government yet, or at least the courts, that cryptocurrency is such a dangerous thing. And I remember a lot of people in the government now are thinking that Gary Gensler won't be the chairman of the SEC forever.
That's where I wanted to go. I mean, these guys just wait him out, right?
I think that's a strategy. It's very popular in Washington.
He won't be. He just said Gary, SEC lost, and Gary won't be there forever. How about that? There's going to be a lot of people clapping when that happens. Now, So in the meantime, look at what Ripple has got
Earliest
going on.
days, because we've been at this for
This
quite a
guy's
while. The
from
company's
Ripple.
been around a little over 10 years. We were
Can't
bringing
remember
our
his name.
customers on this crypto journey. And so earliest days, folks were quite conservative, hesitant to embrace the new technology, and kind of there was uncertainty on the regulatory front and so forth. In recent years, with regulatory developments, so in different jurisdictions, Brazil is a good one, Europe has been mentioned today, Japan, UAE, etc., of clear rules are being outlined, and so the uncertainty has been removed and the sort of foundation for innovation has been laid. With that, big players, Stripe, Amazon, Visa, MasterCard, everybody's come out with their crypto sort of strategies, and I think that will embolden, wave after wave of the next sort of round of institutions to embrace. So specifically, people can come and talk to us, come talk to me about how we can help you with adoption. But I think more broadly, there's a little bit more regulatory certainty to come. It's much better even now versus even just the past few years. And with that comes sort of big name institutional adoption that I think will be encouraging for others that
Now,
might.
folks, I want you to think about that adoption, because I'm going to ask you a question at the end of this video that a lot of people are not thinking about. Listen to this. This is all about adoption of XRP and Ripple.
Et cetera, have been making huge investments and making collaborations to go online and support platforms and really enable merchants to go across continents seamlessly. We've seen recent collaborations such as the fintech Wirecard working with Visa, and of course Ripple now also on our panel working with American Express. These are all signs that these giants are going there, and they are going to mostly focus on online payments, and this is the future.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Okay, so you've got all the FUD about the appeal, and we could have the SEC is trying to get an interlocutory appeal, and look, that's long shot stuff. An appeal and then a regular appeal would be 2+ years. So, and then Meta Lawman here is giving some of the different options that Ripple might have. 1, oppose the motion to certify appeal. 2, agree with the SEC that interlocutory appeal is appropriate. 2A, agree with that interlocutory appeal is appropriate, but add that one claim that the SEC won institutional sales should also be certified for a cross appeal by Ripple. So there's all kinds of stuff, but it's all going to take time. So my question is this, because this is the question that's not being asked. My question is, let me hit the refresh here. My question is, how much adoption of XRP between now and the end of any appeal, possibly 2+ years, would it take to make a judge's decision to overturn the Torres ruling a systemic risk to the financial system? The reason I ask that is, with every day that passes, there's going to be more XRP adoption. Right now, Gemini is talking about relisting XRP any day now, any moment now. What about when institutions start coming in and they start using it? These are all things that will put more and more pressure on a judge to not upset the apple cart, and it could be a systemic situation when there's enough adoption out there. And that is a factor that's not even being talked about. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Mr. Intuitive says this is a potential emergency. Thanks for listening.